Hello and welcome home to Taylor Swift. So today I'm going to be building Taylor Swift a new home. I don't know that much about Taylor Swift, so I went online and I found out a lot of facts about her, and that's what I used to build this house. So along the way I will tell you some facts and how I use them in the house. Taylor Swift was born on the 13th of December 1989, and she was born in Pennsylvania. But when she was 14, her family and her moved to Tennessee so that she could pursue her career better. And this house is supposed to be in Tennessee. I have never been to Tennessee. Well, I actually haven't been to the States at all, so I don't know that much about how the houses look like in Tennessee. So I looked up some houses, big houses in Tennessee, and I made a mood board, as you can see here. And I mostly relate to the house in the bottom, so that's the one I take most inspiration from. And so as you can see, it has this U shape. And when I was thinking about where in The Sims would Taylor Swift live, I could only think of one place that is country-esque to me, and that's of course Chestnut Ridge. So this house is built in Chestnut Ridge on the biggest lot. It's the 64 by 64 lot. So it's a big home, a big house. I suppose it would be very expensive if you bought it in real life. I don't think that's an issue for Taylor. I think she has a lot of money, so she can afford this house. And trying to roof it so it doesn't look that weird. Putting on some little roofs pieces between this, I don't know what it's called in English. It's not an awning. It's a little room sticking out through the window. Making a little pathway in, and we are going to make this house in two colors mostly. White as a base, at least on the outside, and then what I've come to learn is Taylor's favorite color, red. So there are going to be red dots in the landscaping and on the exterior and so on. And when we get inside, you're going to see the red much more prominent. So now we're in the backyard, placing a pool, a new round pool, with the rounded pool endings we got with Love Struck. And if you haven't already, because this is a long video, please grab yourself a tea or coffee if you prefer. We're going to be here for a while, so sit back and relax. So when we get inside, after placing these little cute windows, and we're doing the floor plan, I had to use the number 13 because that is Taylor's favorite number. So there are going to be 13 rooms, not counting the hallways, not the one upstairs or downstairs. I count them as one open area where you just enter into the rooms. So besides from the hallway, there's going to be 13 rooms. And they all have different things in them. Of course, 3 of them are bathrooms, and I will be showing you one of them because they are very much alike in the style and interior. But here I place down some columns because I think columns make it look very grand. So I fiddle around with them for a while until I find a place where I think it fits. And you're going to see that this is a big house where you can find different activities on different levels. So at first I thought about placing Taylor's bedroom upstairs, because as a global superstar, you would probably want to feel safe. And at first I thought to myself, well, upstairs would make me feel safer, because then someone can't enter through the window or something like that. But then I changed my mind. So her bedroom is going to be downstairs, and it's going to be quite a large room. And it's going to have a bit of a combined bedroom and TV room, because there's no official living room in this house. So she will be getting a little living room area in her bedroom. So placing these new archways we got with Love Struck, so that the kitchen and the dining room is combined, so you can move freely between them. So they're like one room, but still two separate rooms. And here is where I come to think of, well, where are the guests going to go to the bathroom? So I changed around and made 2 bathrooms downstairs. And as you can see, there are some placement furniture around. I cut it out, me placing them, because it wasn't that fun. I will be moving them and changing them and so on later, and you will see what we come up with in the end. But I just placed them down just to know, this room is going to be this, and so on. So as you can see, this is the kitchen and dining. And I'm putting the archways not just between the kitchen and dining, but also out to the hallway. And so it feels like it's more open. And it's quite a lot of hallways in this house. So putting in all these doors and archways, so you can go to all of the different rooms. And we are going to be heading downstairs soon again, after we have placed all these doors. And we are going to work on some landscaping. So here is where the red comes back in. So she will be getting some pretty red flowers, some green shrubberies to blend it up a bit, and also very, very, very beautiful hedge that will cover the walk, or the passage in, so you see where to walk. And here it comes. Very beautiful red flowers. So this is where you enter in. And as you can see, the house is all white, so I had to make up with it in the flowers. And I didn't want that much flowers and so on in this front area. I was thinking this was the kind of area where she would have someone come and fix it for her. So she has like a gardener or something that comes and fixes the lawn and mows it, and also trims all the bushes and take care of her flowers and so on. So they're just going to be this hedge, or these hedges, because it's one on each side, and these flowers. And then I thought, well, something more must be added, but I didn't want more flowers. So that's when I decided to do some fountains. So I'm going to place one on each side, and they are going to be spurting water. What do you call it? I'm going to put some little thingies that spit out water, and I put some statues in the middle of the fountains just to jazz them up a bit. and make it look more grand, like an expensive house. So that's the front of the building, and I will later also landscape the lawn a bit more, and you will see when we come to that. But I was also thinking about putting a fountain in the back, but I made other choices later. But we need to decorate the pool. So I think that this is a pool that is quite big, so you can swim some laps and keep in shape. And if you want to do it at night, I put in some lights for you so you can see. Or for Taylor, I should say, I put in some lights for. And then adding some little red floaties so you could lay in the pool and just relax after a hard day's work in the studio, or when you're back home from a gig or something. And this little pergola that I am actually building right now, it's going to be, so I placed down the ground, and it's going to be a pergola on top of it. And this is representing her, because in the summers she spent her time in their vacation home in Stone Harbor, New Jersey. And there she occasionally performed her songs acoustic on a local coffee shop. So I didn't want to build a coffee shop, so I built a little pergola where she can perform to friends and relatives and whomever she wants to invite. And she can perform acoustic songs for them, or they can perform for her. So this is going to be a cute little area just assigned for that. So I'm decorating the pergola with some greenery, some flowers, and we're also going to put some instruments and so under the pergola. And then we are going to build a little area where you can sit and listen to the person performing, if it's Taylor or if it's someone else. So yeah, this is representing that, not being a little coffee shop, but being a little area to perform acoustic songs. So this is the roof of it, and I just put some little shrubs up there, so it's half covered. I'm afraid if it would rain in reality, the instruments and the mic would probably be destroyed, but it's The Sims, so we can easily put them in and out if we want to. So this is the little area and a little stool to sit on, a little chair to sit on, and just some flowers and so on to make it cozy, and of course a rug. And I will be placing rugs on the grass here to make a little seating area, so it's like a cozy little spot. We just threw out some rugs and made it into a place where you can sit and listen. And I also placed some stools down for those who have a hard time sitting on the floor. So I was thinking maybe her grandmother would come and listen and so on, and they would probably want to sit on a stool at least. So I put some out there. And a little protection from the sun so you don't get burned when you sit and listen. Yeah, so that is that area. Moving it a bit because it was offset with the listening area, so I wanted it to be right in front, so I picked it up and moved it. And so that's what you see on that side. On the other side, you can see that I've already placed a lot of it's supposed to be Christmas trees really, but a lot of trees, so it's almost like the forest. And this forest of Christmas trees is representing her early years, which she spent on a Christmas tree farm that her father purchased from one of his clients. So she has built up a little Christmas tree farm in her own backyard now. And now we're just placing a grill and a little outdoor kitchen. So she can have guests over and eat a nice meal, put something on the Barbie, and some sun loungers to relax in when she's having a day by the pool with some friends. So yeah, this is the outside coming together. I'm just gonna put some more decorations, like the hedges again, to make the house a little bit more red and not just white. And some ivy on the wall. So, and now we are going to decorate the wall, and I put some flowers, and also this is an awning, right? So I put these awnings on to make it a bit more red. And then I wanted to fence in the backyard so that there would be some privacy for her, and that those nosy fans and so on couldn't get too close. And this is where we're back in the front yard, making the lawn a bit more manicured by making it 2 different colors. So it's a light green and a dark green in between the lines. And I think this looked like an expensive lawn to me. So this is the perfect lawn. That's why she needs a gardener to keep track of it, so it can stay this way. Yes, and the lawn is finished, and I'm just realizing that the hedge near the wall wasn't quite as near the wall as I thought, so I moved it in a bit and just put some terrain paint under there. And now we're putting some lights. You need to see those beautiful flowers, and we're also going to put some lights on the way in and on the wall. So I found these beautiful lampposts that also had red flowers, so I thought they would fit perfectly on this walk into the house, in the walkway in, yeah. And some lights in the back, and then I realized that I hadn't put in anything to put your drink and so on, and your sunscreen when you're laying by the pool. So I found some little tables, and I also found these umbrellas so you could get some shade. And I put them inside the tables just because I didn't think that the foot of the umbrella was very nice, so I hid it inside the table. And now I'm making a little pathway from both of the gates so you can walk into the backyard without damaging the grass. One from each side, and then I have to rearrange the trees a bit again to make them fit with the path. So the little Christmas tree area. Just putting down some more brown paint on the ground to make it look a bit more realistic. And now we're on to the front of the house again and decorated it so it looks more welcoming. I realized that it looked very flat, so I had to put windows there to break it up a bit. And I think this rug I'm going to put down in a short while. Here it is. Makes the whole front pop a bit, bringing the red from the flowers into the entrance. And this is where I realized that we need to have somewhere to hide our trash cans. You don't want to see them, it's not very nice. So I built this little fenced in area where we put the trash cans. And now we are just gonna put down the mailbox in front. She needs to have a mailbox. I suppose she gets a lot of fan mail, so she has to have a big mailbox. And with that, the outside is ready and we are heading inside. And then put down the same floor all over the place, except for the kitchen and the bathrooms. And now is where you're going to see that red favorite color a bit more. After all the floors are in, we are going to start decorating the kitchen. And as you can see, I opted for a reddish, red and white floor, but kept the walls white to make it a bit more neutral. And as I researched facts about Taylor, and come to find out that she loves cooking. So then I thought, well, she has to have a big kitchen. And she also likes partying. So I thought, why don't we try and put in a wine refrigerator? So that's what I thought this little refrigerator should be. I was trying to build up some cabinets around it, but it didn't look very good. So I will take it all away in the end, and I'm going to hide it with this microwave oven instead. And I also try out some different ways of putting the cabinets, but in the end I'm just going to have them on the one wall where the windows aren't, and the wall with the windows is going to be empty. So I instead put in 2 refrigerators because I think she would want a lot of place to store food if she's going to make dinner for a lot of people. Then she needs 2 refrigerators, and she will also be getting 2 stoves, but only 1 sink. And putting this island in the middle, thinking that people could join in and help her in the cooking. Hopefully she likes to have company in the kitchen and not do everything on her own. So there's room for plenty of people in the kitchen. So you could also have a kitchen party. That's where the parties usually end up anyways, right? And here are the 2 stoves I talked about. And I'm gonna get 2 range hoods. And the sink is going to be in front of the window. And of course we need a dishwasher so she doesn't have to make the dishes after her parties or her dinner parties. Actually, I don't know if she prefers coffee or tea. I put in a coffee machine in the house. Me, myself, I prefer tea, so I drink tea. But maybe she has guests over and they want a cup of coffee after dinner, then you have to have this luxury coffee machine. Finding some knickknacks, so we're heading out a bit and decorating the outside kitchen too. Realizing when I put down the knives that you probably don't want to have a knife stand outside, inviting people to come and grab a knife and use it in a way you shouldn't. That's not good. So I changed my mind and put the knives inside for safety reasons. So outside we will have some utilities and some, I think it's paper plates, so you can put your steak or your hot dog or whatever you have cooked up on the Barbie and hand them out. So now we are just finishing off the kitchen with some little knickknacks and trying to make it a bit more her. This diary I put down, I thought it was a diary where she could write some song text as she was getting inspired in the kitchen, and the song text would come to her and she was like, oh, I have to write this down. This is a really good line. So she has her little notebook or diary there just so she can fast and easy grab it and write it down so she don't forget her good lyrics. Fiddling around a bit to put up the blinds. Had to shrink them down and use 2 to get them to cover the whole window. And of course you have to have paintings of food in the kitchen, and they also matched the floor. So I think they thought they were perfect for this kitchen. And we're gonna put in some little cookbooks in the corner, and that's the last thing in the kitchen. So now we're moving over to the dining room. So this is where the food goes when she has prepared it. So all of her guests can come to the dining room, and they can still sit at the table and talk to her and see her do her deeds in the kitchen, making them their dinner, and talk to her at the same time. And since I also found out that she's a party girl, I had to put a bar in her dining room. And this is the new round bar from Love Struck. So I thought it matched perfectly, since it also is red, her favorite color. So we have a little bar in there, and this is the dining room table. We're gonna put the chairs all around it, also from the new Love Struck. And some lights above. And then we're gonna put in a carpet, and I'm going to size up the carpet because I thought it looked a little bit small under the table. I loved this color of the rug, but I wanted it bigger so it would fill the room and make it look more furnished. And I put in some bar stools, and then I think she would like some entertainment in her dining room too. So why not karaoke? I think that's something she would enjoy, and her guests probably too. One of her closest friends that I found out when I researched her is Selena Gomez. So maybe she comes over and they have a little karaoke battle, eat some food, and then do a little battle of karaoke between each other. Maybe testing out each other's song and see if they can do them better. Finishing up with some greeneries in the room. And I also put in a dartboard, as you could see, so that they can play some dart. In this hallway, both downstairs and upstairs, I put this really red paint on the wall. And I'm going to hang up some paintings on the walls in the hallways, and that's also something I found out the tailor is good at. She's good at painting. So I was thinking that some of the paintings in the hallways, I think she has done them. It's her piece of work, and she is proud of them, and she hung them up in her hallway so that her guests can see them and enjoy them too. So this is just the downstairs entry hallway that also leads to the backside, and I put in some couches so you could sit and relax, and made the doors out a bit fancy by putting some curtains on them. And then we are going to be decorating the wall. So these are some of the paintings I talked about, and we need some more greeneries. I tried the same curtains on the other side of the building on those windows, but it didn't look good there, so I had to switch to these ones. And just making the entrance very simple. I put some tables, and well, that's it. I put some lamps on the table, and the hallway is like that. And I can see that my clip here has come twice. I'm sorry about that. But there was the little lamps I told you about, and here we are going to place some more paintings on the wall. And then the downstairs hallway is done, not the downstairs, but the hallway is done. Just adding a rug leading into the back rooms of the house, so you don't have to get cold feet in winter. Yeah, so this is the downstairs hallway. Please do let me know in the comments in the end if you think that Taylor Swift would like to live here. Do you think this is a house that she would want to live in, or do you think she would decorate it like this, or do you think she would have done something in another way? Anyhow, this is now the upstairs bathroom. So this is what you call a Jack and Jill, because this bathroom is between two of the guest rooms. So they share this bathroom, and I was thinking it wasn't a problem because, well, most of the time I don't think the guests are there at the same time, so it would be like an ensuite anyway. But if they are there at the same time, you know, you could just lock the other door and have some privacy. And it's a really, really big bathroom. So they have a jacuzzi, and they have a shower tub combo. And I placed some half walls to kind of hide away the toilet a bit, because I thought it looked very open with the toilet just in the middle. So I had to make it a bit cozier to go on the toilet. So I thought, why not put some walls so it's like almost like a little room of your own where you can go and sit on the toilet. And now decorating. And I put in some red touches here too. And some red little towels. And this bench with the half red heart in the back is also from the new Love Struck pack. And I thought it fits very well in this bathroom, because it seems to be made out of stone, so it's no worries if it gets wet. And that's the whole bathroom. And now we are back downstairs, and you can see the two bathrooms beside this room is already decorated, and I have pictures of them in the end. In the screenshots in the end, you can see them decorated. But this is Taylor's bedroom. So now we're in her bedroom, and I kind of loved this bed I put in with the wooden frame. It looked very big and expensive and still cozy. So I tried to take the colors from the bed and find them in other furnitures and in the rugs and so on. And I think I do very well, if I can get to say so myself. So you can see the green from the bed comes back in the curtains, and I thought that this pinkish couch was the same color as the bed too. So I think it worked out really well with the coloring here. This rug isn't going to stay there. I found this one instead with the same colors. So this is what I talked about when I said that she didn't have a living room. So I put this little living room area in her bedroom so she can come here and watch a movie or relax in the evenings. Maybe take her boyfriend Travis Kelce, who is an American football player, with her and watch a little movie in here in their own privacy. So that's what they have on that side. And if we move over to this side, it's just a little drawer and a makeup table where she can get ready in the mornings. So I put down this rug, and I love it so much, so I just sized it down and put it under the makeup table too. And this chair I thought matched the colors and in the bed as well. So I think it came down very good. And I quickly decorated the makeup table with some knickknacks without showing you because it took such time finding all the knickknacks, so I cut that out. But she has some knickknacks there, so she can put on her makeup. There's a bit of makeup and some nail polish and jewelry and so on. And of course she had to have some cat flower pots on her side tables because she has cats and we are going to be talking about her cats later. And I also put in a cat bed here for the cats to come and enjoy if they want to stay in her room at night. And I'm going to be moving it to the side of the bed. And now we're going to put up some paintings in here too. Some of the paintings from the new pack Lovestruck is so good. So I used them in more than one place, I have to say. Okay, so moving on. Next to Taylor's bedroom, we have the studio. So this is the studio. And you know, when you work in music, you have to have your own studio at home because you spend a lot of time playing the piano, playing the guitars, recording songs. So I thought, well, she deserves a studio in her own home. So I'm going to build her one. And that's what I did. So she has like a little stage where she can perform. And it's a DJ table there. So she can also have parties in here, the party girl she is. And it's going to be a real studio because she's going to have a little studio room where they can record to. I'm going to build it in the corner. And so I think she would perform here and make some albums here in this studio. And I was thinking about what would she need. And I know that she plays the guitar because she learned to play the guitar when she was 12 years old. So I think that might have been the first piece of music instrument that she learned, but I'm not sure. But she was 12 when she learned the guitar, and she learned it from a man called Ronnie Creamer. And she met him in his computer shop, and she was actually there to fix her computer. And then he asked if she wanted him to teach her some chords, and she said yes. And well, the rest is history. And so this is the studio, and I thought that maybe the poster in the little studio room was one of Taylor's favorite artists that inspired her. So she hung up their poster in the studio room. And I also wanted to have a dance floor here so they could come and dance when she performed. And in a studio room you have to have like some soundproofing. So I was looking through the catalog finding something, and I thought these could be like some cool hip soundproofing panels of some kind. So I put them in there and I pretend that's what it is. So you also want to have some privacy and being able to pull the curtains if you need to, if you want to be alone and so on. So I put up big curtains. And now we are already over in the, well, activity room, the craft room, you can call it, because she is a very crafty person, I've come to know. And she has made a lot of things. She has launched a clothing line with L.E. and I and Stella McCartney. And she has also designed American greeting cards and Jack-specific dolls. And she has made a fragrance with Elizabeth Arden. So this is the place where I thought that she could come and be crafty and do all of these things. So I made a little crafting corner for her here. And you might wonder why there are skis lying on the floor. And I'm going to tell you, I'm pretending that it's not skis, it's water skis, because she loves water skiing. And she has no place for them right now. So she has to put them somewhere, and right now they are on the floor in her craft room. So just so I could tell you about her little adventures, being an adventurous woman, liking water skiing. They are in there right now, so she's trying to find a place for them, but right now they are there. Okay, so putting some knickknacks on this little shelf and some flowers. Of course, you have to have your little greeneries. And then we are going to move over to another corner. And in this corner, I am going to build her a stage, because she did perform when she was little. So she was acting, and her brother Austin is also an actor. So I built them a stage so that they could perform together, and he could come there and they could try out some of the lines on each other and perfect them. And Taylor has also been in some movies and so on, so she would probably want a stage too, so she could practice. So this is her stage, her and her brother's stage. And I decorate it very, very sparsely, because I wanted them to be able to put out the things that they were working on right now. So if they needed a bed, they could put a bed there. And if they needed it to look like a hair salon, they could make it into a hair salon. But right now it's just gonna look like a little studio with the chair and a plant and so on. And this part of the room is where they can get ready. So they have some clothes they could change into to get into character, and they have a makeup chair so they can do their makeup and hair and get into character. So this is, as I said, the craft room, and there are different crafts to do in here. So it's a multi-purpose room. And of course, you want an audience, so I put in some benches so that the audience could come and sit and watch. And I put in those red curtains to make it look like curtains, at a theater that you can pull so that they cover it. And in the beginning, I was thinking about having the stairs in the front, but then I remember that you can't put stairs on a diagonal wall, so they had to go on one of the short ends, which in a way is more fitting, because then the stairs is just right next to where you get ready, so you can just get ready and then sneak on stage. So it worked well in the end. And as you could see, I had to fix the windows a bit so that they would fit better with the stage and not be in the middle of the curtains. And just putting up some posters of maybe old posters from her tour or something. And that's the downstairs finished, and we are heading upstairs again, and we are going to decorate the hallway upstairs. And this hallway is like a teen hangout area, so you can come here and play some ping pong and video games. And as you can see here, it's just couches on this side that you can sit back, relax, and sit and have a little chat with your friends. So this is what this area is. It's like a fun area. So just bringing out you can recognize the carpet from downstairs in her bedroom. I brought them up here too because I really like them. And putting in some flowers, and we're gonna put in some paintings and some more decorations on the other side too, and some curtains. So these two little seating areas are just a copy of each other, so it's the same. And on this side we're going to have a little couch that you can sit and watch whomever is playing the video game and wait for your turn. Yeah, so this is the fun side of Taylor, I think, where she gets to be a young, like a teenager again. And this is also from the new Love Struck. I found many things that I really like in this new pack, and these paintings as well. So a lot of wall decorations that I used. So they are from the Love Struck. And these greeneries I use a lot too, because I think they are really, really pretty. And I think they bring in some of the greeneries around without taking too much space. You can have a lot of greeneries without it being in the way. So I put them up like this is the way you go to the next place. So they're like an alley showing the way. And now we are heading into the first guest room. And this guest room, in my mind, it was a guest room that her mother, Andrea Gardner Swift, and her father, Scott Kingsley Swift, would use when they come and visit. But mostly, I built it with her grandmother, Marjorie Findlay, in mind. And Marjorie Findlay was an opera singer. So that's why there's a microphone in the room, because she can use it if she wants to sing a little tune or so. So when Taylor was a kid, her grandmother used to sing in church. And listening to her singing became one of Taylor's earliest music memories and has shaped her career. So that's what they say, at least. So I think that the grandmother, she needed her own room in Taylor's house. In my mind, they have a very good connection, and she comes and visits often. I don't know if that's true, but in my storyline, she does. And when she does, this is her room. So it's a cozy room, and I had to put in a little fireplace there for her grandmother to enjoy in the evenings. And so they can sit there and chat and look at the lovely open fire. And put in some flowers. And I'm going to put up some paintings. And I'm also going to decorate her... It's not a nightstand. It's her... Where you put your clothes. I lost the word. I'm sorry. So I'm going to just put some very, not so much things, because I think it's a guest room, and you don't over knick-knack things in the guest room. So it's just little books and a little basket with some ointments and so on that the grandmother can use when she's there. It's like a gift basket with maybe some shampoo and so. And now we've headed over to the other guest room. And this guest room is for Austin Swift. And Austin Swift is Taylor's brother. And as I said before, he's an actor, but he's also a freelance photographer. And so that's why you can see the studio in the bedroom. So he has a photo studio in the bedroom. And I was thinking that, well, since he's a photographer, he can take Taylor's pictures. So if she needs a picture for an album or a magazine cover or so on, he can take it and he can sell it and make money on with help of his sister. So he's got his own little photo studio in his bedroom in her house. So as you can see, it takes up quite a bit of room. And I wanted to separate it a bit to make it look like 2 rooms in one. So it's still 1 room, but there's a wall, a half wall, that divides the bed from the photo studio. So I thought that the photo studio should be next to the window because you would get some good lights. But I also put up this big curtains in the window because maybe you want to cover it so you can control the light. If you want to just use the studio lights and so on, then maybe you would want to cover the natural light from outside because you need different lights for different occasions and different food studios. Oh, and this I thought were magazines that Taylor had hung up that included her brother's photos. So she was so proud of him for having his photos being used in articles. So she cut them out and framed them and hung them up on the wall in his guest room. So that's what that was. And now I'm just finishing up, making a place to sit and wait and maybe watch the photo shoot being done. So that's that. And it's just going to be white walls because I think that in a photo studio you would want to control what is having colors and so on. So I think white walls fit the best. But he also needs some plants in his room. So I'm going to hang up some plants on the wall next to the bed on both sides. So that's his room. Now we're heading into the office. And she had to have an office for many reasons. The first reason is she actually loves writing. Yes, and she, at the age of 12, she wrote a 350-page long novel, but it was never published, so it's not out there, you can't read it. But she has written it, so she had to have a place to come and write. And she had to have a computer because she used MySpace as a marketing tool to introduce the country genre to the younger generation. So I think she is quite good at computers, so she has a computer. And as you can see on the desk, there's a stack of magazine. And, well, the Wall Street Journal probably doesn't look like that on the front page, but we are pretending that these magazines are the Wall Street Journal because in 2014 she published an op-ed in the Wall Street Journal and she was stressing the importance of albums as a creative medium for artists. This article then led to her removing her catalog from ad-supported free music streaming platforms, as Spotify, for example. So she has kept her magazine. It's on her little desk to remind her of both that she is she's accomplished and can write articles, but also that the importance of albums and selling albums as an artist and being able to show who you are as an artist in that way, and not that all the big sites should monetize from your work. Yes, now we are moving on to the cat room, which you probably can see. So this is where her cat lives, or her 3 cats lives, as I have found out. So she has 3 cats, and cats are obviously her favorite animal. And all of her cats are named after different TV or movie personalities. So one is called Meredith Grey, one is called Olivia Benson, and one is called Benjamin Button. And they live here, so they have their own room here. And they have a little cat door so they can walk in, and of course there's a big door as well because someone has to come in there and feed them and clean their little litter boxes and so on. But they are free to come and go as they want to, and they can be all in peace and quiet alone in here if they want to. But as you saw downstairs, they also have a bed in her bedroom, so they can come and sleep with her at night if they want to. But her cats seems to be very important to her, so I think if she had the chance, she would probably do a room for her cats, just for them, so they could have their own space. So that's what I did. They got this room, and I tried to put in some trees and make it look like both the inside and outside in their room. And deciding on this peachy color on the walls. And now we're in the hallway, and this hallway is going to lead to, as you probably can see on your left side, it's going to be a movie room, a theater. So I'm hanging up different theater posts in this hallway, and on to the last room of the build, the theater. So I heard that she had brought in some of her fans to come and watch her movies in her home. So I thought, well, she needs a movie room where she can watch movies. And she has also made movies of her own, or she has acted in movies of her own. She has not made them, she has acted in them. And examples of movies where you can see Taylor is Valentine's Day, The Lorax, The Giver, and Cats, who is a musical that they have made a movie of. And she's in it. She's one of the cats in it. So if you want to watch her, you can go and see one of those movies. And of course you have to have popcorn at the movie. So I put a popcorn machine in there, and then I decorated with some plants and some more decorations, and a plate of desserts, because her favorite dessert is cheesecake. So I was thinking that she would have a plate of cheesecake to give her guests when they come and watch the movie. And some of the chairs have some pillows, and as you could see, I put in some extra pillows and blankets so that her guests can cozy up when they watch the movie. And there goes the dessert plate. So here's are some string lights in the back to make it a bit cozy, just fiddling around with it. And now we are coming very close to the end of this build. So I really hope you liked it and enjoyed it. Please come back for more. I have more videos on my channel if you like this one. And if you also would like to, please like and subscribe so you can see more of what I've done. And this house is also going to be up on my on Sims and in the gallery if you want to play with it and be Taylor Swift in this house, you can do that. It's just Helene Zimmer in the gallery. So you can download it if you want to. And the last thing we're going to do is paint the walls dark blue so that it's cozy. Thanks so much for watching and enjoy the screenshots.